My voice is clear?
Yes.
We're going.
Okay. Hello all, my name is Michelle and I am a course instructor for Care About Climate's Climate Academy. Welcome to course 3, module 2, engaging your community and building a team. In module 2, we will review how to take the next steps, engaging your community members and building a team to accomplish those actions.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. It's me, Hossam Imam. I am the admin of Climate Ambassador Program for Care About Climate. In course 3, module 1, we discussed how to identify an issue and how to set our goals accordingly. Um, I always hear some words like inclusivity and diversity, and I feel some confusion. What do you think, Michelle?
Inclusivity and diversity, Hassan, go hand in hand. Diversity is the differences in race, ethnicity, gender, and social economic status, among others, between people. Examples of these differences could be someone that is 20 years old compared to someone that is, 50 years old.
Mhm.
Both individuals have a different age group, which gives them different perspectives through their experiences.
Yeah, I remember when we made our first conference of youth about climate change in Egypt. We had parents, old people at the event, and their involvement was so helpful and useful. Really. Also, at in our team, we had folks from different majors and educational backgrounds, religions too. And I remember when the guy who is from Brazil goes up to the stage and talks about the Amazon River and the situation there. He had a very big attention from the audience and support as well. That's really fair, I think. So this is the diversity. The inclusivity, Michelle, how we can define it shortly.
Inclusivity, Hassam, is how we engage people with differences, specifically those groups of people which may have been left out initially due to those differences.
That's awesome. I think if we all act like this, the world will be a better place.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why does this matter? There's a value in our differences. I think that diversity should be used as a tool to move forward and advise and devise new solutions to the issues we are facing today. Do you know, Michelle, what? In businesses and communities are demanding diversity and inclusivity in workforces and legislative bodies.
Sure, Hassam. When we include community members, we reap multiple benefits such as creativity, innovative ideas and solutions, and diverse perspectives, which increase resiliency and the ability for an organization to adapt. When we reduce the number of like-minded people in a room, we gain new perspectives on the same issues we are facing, which allows us to approach them from a different angle.
When engaging your community to build a team to take action toward your goals, we should consider 5 factors. The first is inclusivity. When building a team, it's so important that the team consists of members that accurately reflect the community that is being represented. Identify the stakeholders or members of your community and include a member from each. Our communities are made up of people with diverse backgrounds, and some are more affected by changes than others. By diversifying your team, you are able to address the second factor, open communication. Open communication refers to allowing members to voice their perspective or speak for themselves, as phrased in this module's reading. You'll read Jimenez's Principles for Democratic Organizing later in the lesson. This allows us to include the needs of each community member while also ensuring accurate representation. The third factor is partnering with similar organizations. Developing relationships with other organizations provides additional support, knowledge, and resources to mutually benefit both organizations. It's also important to consider organizations that focus on topics that intersect with your own mission. For example, when pursuing environmental sustainability, you must also consider social sustainability. If you want to protect a forest from being destroyed, you have to understand why it is being destroyed. If, for example, the forests are being cut down because locals are unable to support their families without subsistence farming or firewood collection, then we need to consider how to influence a sustainable livelihood for those locals. The fourth factor is establishing boundaries. When building a team, it's important to clarify member roles, responsibilities, and appropriate relations. This reduces internal conflicts and allows the team to work towards their goal while also putting in place a structure that allows for healthy communication and support, making sure that your team works together cohesively. The last factor is to lead by example or practice what you preach. A successful team requires their team members to lead by example. You cannot drive change simply by telling people to change. You need your individual team members to embrace the changes or actions that they're trying to influence on others. Your team members need to be committed and be able to follow through on the commitments they make to the team.
Awesome. Now that we know what the basic factors are for creating a team, we need to choose an organizational structure. However, there are multiple types of organizational structures to choose from. So how do we know which one is best for our team?
That's a good question, Michelle. First, let's talk about the 5 types of team structures you can use for your team. Um, okay, the first one is the flat organization structure. This when there is a minimal number of management positions, and there's a typically 1 or 2 levels of management, and they oversee all members. This organization structure reduces the number of people you need to consult in order to make a decision. It provides more decision-making authority to individual members while so embracing self-management. This one I used to use many times, Michelle, and it helped me a lot when we have like a small work to do. So I think this one is good for this work.
Yeah, this structure kind of reminds me, when I volunteered for an environmental club when I was in college. We had, like a club president, which everyone reported to. So it was only that one level of management, and everybody pretty much had the same amount of decision making on, what club initiatives we wanted to do or projects we wanted to do for that year.
Okay, great. So the second organization structure is the divisional organization. This type of organization consists of grouping individuals based on a project. So we have many projects and we have like many groups. So every group like own a project. There's maybe a group for project 1, project 2, and project 3. The member of each group report to the top management, and they all reporting to the director.
This is kind of like a similar structure for the local non-for-profit organization that I volunteer for.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. The organization has, multiple action teams that have their own specific project, and then each team leader reports to, the executive director of the organization.
Okay. Let's talk about the third one. The third organization structure is a functional organization. Uh, this is like a traditional business hierarchy. At the top is the president of the team, followed by top management, middle managers, and individuals grouped by department or skill sets. such as accounting or marketing, maybe engineering in some companies. This structures optimizes productivity but reduces individual decision-making authority. What do you think of this, Michelle?
Just like you said, the structure is really common in businesses, and my work uses this structure also. I report to a manager who reports to that middle management, and they report to, the president of the company.
Yeah. Okay. So the fourth one is a structure called the matrix. The matrix one is like similar to the divisional, whereas the organization is grouped by the projects. However, each project group has a specific project manager. These project managers then report to one of the functional managers who has regular communication with the general manager or decision maker. This one is like some complex, but it helpful in some way. Do you see this do you refer this organization structure in some examples?
Yeah, I think a good example of a matrix structure is kind of like, maybe local government. I know, like, at least in the US, we have, national, state, and we have like our individual counties within the state governments. And they usually have like different, committees or agencies that each have like a specific focus. Like each committee or group has like a leader, and then they report to, the top management or the top officials.
Yeah, I can see. The last organizational structure is called Snowflake, based on its visual connections, as you can see in the diagram. This structure takes a grassroots approach to developing a widespread organization. There are local organizers that develop their own team of specialties. Uh, these organizations are very familiar with their community, which enables them to better engage community members. Uh, there are local organizers spread across different locations, but they all report to the same central management or decision maker. Um, Now, to answer your question, Michelle, choosing the right type of organization structure for your team will depend on the number of members, the skill sets of members, and the mission of the team. If you are in the government and in NGO, it is different. For example, if your team has multiple projects they are trying to accomplish, it may be you know use like divisional structure, maybe other one. Yeah, so you can choose any one of these five structure that fit your needs and your team and what else you can see.
Right. So based off the five structures that you talked about, it sounds like Care About Climate uses the snowflake structure because it enables us to reach different audiences all over the world, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Care About Climate aims to educate and engage youth around the world. We accomplish this by offering different programs, which each have their own team members and objectives. Just how you can, how you are a course instructor for Climate Academy, and I am the admin of the ambassador program. So
Right. So when, building a team, one must consider the skill sets needed to function. While it may be convenient to build a team of individuals that you're already acquainted with, they may not have the skills you need to progress towards your mission. A team should not only include members that represent the diversity of your community, but should also possess the needed skills sets to take action. Necessary skills include the ability to recruit new members, coordinate events or presentations, establish fundraising initiatives, generate creative ideas to promote your message, and provide leadership. So to wrap it all up, Hossam, would you like to, conclude everything that we talked about?
Okay, to wrap it all up, this week we learned the different types of team structures and where each can best fit. We talked about the importance of inclusivity and diversity in stakeholders and the role of diversity in organizations and teams. And you go forth in building your team or for your project plan, keep in mind these considerations. As saying goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. We each have our own strengths and weaknesses, and we building up a team. We can have the collective strength to achieve our goals and the important the solutions of tomorrow.